balade, or morning walk. And that is because it's like my new thing. I've decided that instead of starting my day working, I am going to substitute. Normally I journal and then I immediately get onto the computer and start working. But instead, I'm going to journal and then go for a walk, get some sun. I think it's going to just make me feel better instead of having my walks in the afternoons, do them in the morning. So this is what I'm wearing. This is a little red top that I got from Arquette. So it's a cute little crop top. This skirt is actually, I got this from the French Open, the very first year that I ever went to the French Open when I first visited Paris. And then for my shoes, are my little Comptoir de Cotonnier sandals. They're the same red actually as this shirt, so it's perfect. And these sandals are super comfortable. Like, they're so comfortable. When I saw them, I was like, are those ugly? They're not ugly. They're actually very cute and they're incredibly comfortable. So that's a brand I love. So anyway, yeah, this is today's look.
So when the old Frenchman goes, "Ça va, ma belle," to you, it is very important that you re-establish the formal with them as a reminder that they do not know you, you are not on ça va terms, and you are not their belle. So the appropriate response to that is, "Bonjour, monsieur." And you say it just like that, and you give them that purse of your lips, "Bonjour, monsieur." And that's the signal to them, we are not on ça va terms. We are not on belle terms. We are not a coucou. We are not a salut. We are a bonjour. And we are monsieur and madame.
So I asked a question of you all, and I said, tell me what you want to see for the end of La Saison Douce. And I got quite a few requests, and I thought that I would combine them into this video and address just a whole bunch of the questions that you asked. And one of the requests was kind of a get to know you video because a lot of you are new here, and so I'm going to build all of that in with everything else that we're doing today. So to just get started, for those who do not know, my name is Adriel. I moved to Paris 5 years ago, over 5 years ago. I arrived actually the day before the lockdown. I have a video, I talk about the story and the path and how all that came to happen. And I was a lawyer in the US before that, a corporate and securities attorney. I have been a corporate and securities attorney for the last 15 years. So I am very, very qualified. I could be a general counsel of a company at this point if I wanted to, or head of legal, but I didn't. I didn't want that. That was not the path for me. I am, a girly girl. I like, all the creative things and the colorful things and the fun things. And there are a lot of people who will say that they think law is creative. And, that's great that they think that, but for me, it was not. It was not my path. And so, yeah, I had to leave that. I love living in Paris. My move was very chaotic, but it's fun. I do a lot of, I really believe in like staying healthy and staying fit, so I do a lot of exercise. Many of you have asked about my arms. My arms come from the yoga and the Pilates, y'all. I do a lot of yoga and Pilates. I am starting a business right now, a fashion line, and that's kind of an interesting endeavor. I am a leap year baby, so I don't age unlike the rest of you all. Sorry. And let's see, what else? I'm a girly girl. I really am. I am my grandmother's grandchild in so many ways. I'm so much like her, and I think that it vexes my mother a lot because maybe things that she doesn't fully recognize about her own mother, I very much recognize them, and she and I are a lot alike in some of those ways, and it, I think, really bothers my mom because it's not like her. It's not how, my mom is one of those people where everyone she meets, she wants to give them the warm and fuzzies, and I'm more like, stay away. Don't get too close. And my grandmother is a lot like that, but I don't think my mom ever saw that. So I'm very much like my grandmother. Trying to think of what else to say about me. I'm very shy. I am incredibly, incredibly shy. I am actually very quiet. This is the most outgoing thing that I do generally during the week. I'm very much an introverted person, and I surround myself with people who have more of a calming presence for me because that is what I need. I can't be around people who drain me. And do I want to stay in Paris? I want to stay in Paris forever. I love Paris. I love France. I'm very happy here. And I firmly believe that this is where I'm supposed to be, and this is like where God is moving my life and organizing it. So yeah. All right. So I don't know what else to say about me. I mean, what else is there to say? I got 2 brothers. I got 2 parents. Let's see. I don't know what else to say about me. I get like really weird when I talk about myself because I never know what to say. Another question, one thing about me that is something many people you may or may not know is, so I love photography. I've always loved photography. I did photography when I was in high school, and it really did become kind of my thing. And I have a lot of photography books, like a ton of photography books, because I love to consume art. For me, fashion is wearable art, but then there's also art. And so I really kind of like love all of that. And one of the other questions I got was on books, like good books about France and French culture. And I have just a couple I'm gonna show you because I only have a few. And just so you know, all of these books are in French, so sorry. But I bought each of these books because for me, in a different way, I thought that they showcase different aspects of life here in Paris. And so yeah, so this first one is a book called In the Mood for Paris. It's right here. This is the cover. And basically it's like restaurants, cafes, boutiques, boulangeries, libraries, and squares. It's just kind of highlight some cool spots in Paris. And I think that this is a really cool book for someone who is interested in learning about just different areas in Paris, different restaurants, etc., and arrondissements. It's just a pretty simple book. It's not lots of photos, but this book is in, wait, let me see. Is this book bilingual? Yes, this book is bilingual. It's in English and French. I did not know this. La jolie histoire de fleurs de... Wait. Yeah, so it's in English and French. So that's a good thing about this book. So if you're looking for one, that's one. Another one, I love the covered passageways in Paris. I really, really do. And so I found this book. It's called Passage Couvert. This book, I feel confident, is only in French. Yeah, this book is only in French, but it goes into all the different covered passageways that are in Paris, and it talks about their history and, you know, where of course all of them are, and kind of all of that. So this is if you're interested in like covered passageways and you like that aspect of Paris, this would be a good book for you. I don't know if it comes in an English version, but this is the French version of this book. Another book, if you're interested in France and you like road trips, I got this book. It's called Road Trip France, and it outlines road trips you can take around France. I want to note, I do not like road trips. I don't like riding in cars at all. I don't like driving. I don't get car sick, but I do get when I'm in the front seat, I don't get car sick, but in the back I sometimes do. I just don't like sitting in cars. I get antsy. However, for some crazy reason, I saw this book and I was like, I want to do road trips around France. I don't know who I think I am. I think for me, it would be more like a train trip around France. But this gives you various itineraries and places that you can go around France. So if you're a road trip person, this is actually a really great book. It's a really, really cool book. And it just gives you tons of itineraries, where to start, where to end, and then tells you about all the different places you can stop along the way. So yeah, I really like this book. This book is definitely in French. So this book is in French. I'm sure they have an English version of the book. So there's that. Another thing, someone was asking for more healthy recipes. So I obviously, if you've been following the series, you know I've been doing a lot of some light recipes, summer recipes of things that I eat during the summer because I don't want heavy food during the summer. I just don't. And I have to say that everything I cook, I kind of like go to the market and I look at some stuff and I'm like, oh, I can make something with this. And then I just whip something up at home. But I want to also show you a book that I use for inspiration. Sometimes it's Otenlegi Simple. I bought this while I was in the US. This book is just a really great source of inspiration for dishes that you can make. Obviously, it has full recipes. I could not follow a recipe if my life depended on it because I just like to make what I want to make, but I love to like look at how somebody else did and be like, I can do something with that. So I use something like this a lot for inspiration. So this, for example, this right here is, I think that this is, I think that this dish right here, for example, is this recipe here. It's like the perfect inspiration for me. It's a 2 bean and 2 lime salad. And I'm like, looking at that right now, I'm like, okay, I can make that. I can make something like that. It's not gonna be exactly this because it's gonna have the Adriel flair to it, but I think it's a great book for like inspiration for recipes. They also have a recipe in here for making sweet potato fries that I personally really love. So if you're ever in need of just inspiration for light recipes, this is a really great book. So I would strongly recommend it. So yes. Okay. With that being said, I don't really know what else to share about me. I've answered your questions about the books. I've answered some questions about food. I'll show you probably as we go about the week, I'll probably do another couple of recipes and show you some simple things that I'm making. But yeah, this is gonna be a chatty video. Okay, if you're ready to hear me chat with a good healthy dose of Paris in the middle. So with that said, I am now off. I'm gonna get ready because I'm going to Pilates because I definitely do a lot of Pilates. It's great for the core. It's great for the triceps. It's just great for everything. So yeah, let's get going. So I don't know if you can hear the Ella in the background, but I am chilling, enjoying my jazz, and just enjoying being in my house because I don't know, something about this August, I just don't want to leave my house. But I have been getting so many questions on my little dressing room / office that I have been working on, and it's such a small room. I'll give you a little tour. But it's a teeny tiny, like it's not a very big room, but it does feel very girly, and I just love the way that it's coming out thus far. So first and foremost is my little desk. I got it off of Le Bon Coin, which is a French resale site. You can buy vintage stuff there, you can buy new stuff, people give stuff away, but I found this and I really like it. I need to have it refinished, and I will do that this year, but for now this is it. This is it. Here it is. It comes, what I liked about it is that it did come with a key and these little tassels. You can buy these little tassels here in France for your keys, and I like the fact that it locks and it just folds down, and it has like all my little notebooks and stuff like that. Every place that I journal here, I work at my laptop here, I do everything here. This is my spot when I write my letters. Yes, I do still write letters. I write letters and I write cards, and this is the spot where I do that. So yeah. This next little spot is a vintage table I got. This is marble, and it's like this pink marble, which I really liked, and I thought it would go perfectly. It actually used to be my bedroom, but I always knew I wanted it to be in here, and I have my little pink elephant on it. Someone gave me this when I moved into my very, very first apartment, and so I made sure to bring this to Paris. And then I just keep some books up here. So generally when I'm working, I put my tea and stuff. So these are my coasters, but then I also have some books, C.S. Lewis, Little Book of Wisdom, 100 Days to Brave, and Prayers That Avail Much. So it's just a good little spot for me to have my little stuff. Okay, let's keep moving. So I know you have seen this. This is, of course, my mirror. It's a vintage mirror. It's in laiton, which is brass, I believe. But I really wanted one of these for my little dressing room, so I ended up getting this. So right above it, right here, these are vintage. These are actually piano candelabras. So literally, they would be on the wall behind the piano to illuminate the piano music, and that's what these are. I have two of these. These are these are in bronze, and this is just like little glass, made it to look like crystal type things. And so I bought two of these. One is here, one is above the desk over here, and I'll just spin it around and show you that. But I'm obsessed with these. And I literally bought a drill so I could drill them into the wall. I feel like this is the part of the apartment that you probably see the most in any one of my videos. So this is a really, really beautiful armoire that I purchased, again, vintage, and literally it completely comes apart, and that's how they got it in here. It's like comes apart and then you just pop it back together again, and voila, there it is. So I absolutely really, really love this. And in here I just keep like my denim and my t-shirts and like my linens for my bed and all of that extra stuff. So it really is just a great place to just have a place to put things like bed linens, that sort of thing. So that's really what I use it for. Mainly is for that. And we have my wall. I had so many questions on this wall. You all are always asking me about the artwork on the wall, everything. So let's break it down. So these chairs, this is the exact same chair that I also have sitting at my desk. I have two of them. I bought them actually at Marché aux Puces in Saint-Ouen. So I found these when I was moving into this apartment, and they're also vintage. This is actually a vintage buffet. Lovely. But basically what I keep in here is like my nail polish, my face mask, like all like my any like extra lotions and things like that. I keep all of that in here. This is a vintage lamp that I bought, which is really beautiful. This is an ashtray that I have from Hermes, and then of course I have my birthday candle from Diptyque. And then all of these photos, and don't worry, I will zoom in on this little area a little bit more, don't worry. But all of these photos are all vintage, every single one. This frame is new. I bought this frame because I wanted it to match all of the other frames for all of the other vintage pictures, but the painting is actually vintage. And so are each of these. Some of these are like the silk is like it's painted on the silk. But it's just like all of this artwork was so beautiful, and I really wanted to have like and create this super girly room for myself. And so that's what I did with it. So just so you see all the little stuff here, the little Hermes tray, the little vintage lamp, of course, flowers. I keep remotes in here, remotes and my doctor's prescriptions because I'm always losing them, so I had to find a way to keep them safe. And so that's really it with just these little books. And then of course like little details there. So here are some of the artwork pieces. Just, you know, this one is pretty easy to see, but here is more of just that little pretty artwork, you know. So yeah, it's meant to just be really simple and yet very elegant. So there you have it, the tour of the girl cave. You know, it's become, I'm really getting more into design and kind of expanding my style that way and seeing kind of how I can create a home that's really reflective of me and really reflective of my personality. This room and my bedroom are the two rooms that are just kind of most true to me and most true to just my sense of style and what that is and what that looks like. And so I'm excited. I'm gonna kind of take on a project to revamp the living room and really try to make it feel a bit more my style. So make use of those tall ceilings with some bookcases and some bookshelves. I'm not changing up the color scheme because I love the color scheme of the room. I just want to change up how I'm designing and how I'm executing on that. Good morning, my loves. How are you doing today? So I'm going out for my morning walk, but I wanted to show you my outfit really quickly. Here we have it. This skirt is from the brand Sika, which is a Ghanaian brand. And the great thing, I love this skirt because it's so big, it's so flowy. It has this really pretty slit down the center. And even better, it has pockets. So everyone needs a skirt with pockets. And then I'm just pairing it with this little shirt that I got from some French brand during the solds. A lot of times this skirt can go really great with like a black top, and then you put some black heels with it, and it's perfect for like a night out. But this is the skirt, and this is the outfit, and I have accessorized with some of my rose gold jewelry and that sort of thing. And as I mentioned, I am about to go out, but there is one thing that I kind of wanted to touch on, since this is kind of a getting to know me sort of video / answering your questions, all of that. So the thing about it is that I know I have done several videos where I've like talked about, you know, my parents, and one of the things I want to note of that is that I share some of these crazy conversations I have with my parents, not because I'm looking for us to like diagnose my parents or anything like that. I think my parents are people, they love their children, but they have an old school way of thinking, and that is just the reality of it. But I say it because for years, I thought that I was alone. I thought I was alone in how I felt. I thought that I was alone in my path in life, and when I discovered that there were other people like me and that there were other people who felt the way I felt, it was such an eye-opening experience for me. It's why I don't share this information. I don't share those conversations. I don't share them because I need anybody to say anything about negative about my parents. I don't. I really don't. I share it because there are so many others who need to hear that. So many people need to hear the message that they're not alone. So many people need to hear the message that it's okay if this isn't what is giving you joy. You just got to think through it. You have to plan, right? If you have ever felt like you are alone, if you feel like you want to make a change, if you feel that, like, that's what all of this that I'm talking about is all about. That's what this page is about. And yes, there's a substantial amount of fashion, and there's Paris, and there's all that, but really what it's all wrapped up in is the fact that I did something, and I was doing something that made me incredibly unhappy, and I wanted more. I wanted more from my life, and I felt like I was alone in wanting more, and I felt like there was something wrong in wanting more and wrong in wanting something different, and everyone around me made me feel like I was like some sort of alien, and they continue to make me feel like I'm some sort of alien, and I'm just gonna fight it because I just don't care. I just know that what I was doing, I do not want to do, and so I have to move forward into something else. Do I know exactly what that looks like? Do I know exactly how I'm doing that? No. But do I have enough belief and confidence in myself to do it? 100%. And no one is going to discourage me, not even my own parents. So, yeah. I'm sharing this with you. I'm sharing this journey. I'm sharing this life. I'm sharing all of this. I'm sharing about those conversations because there are those of you who are out there who are going through the same thing, and you need to know that, you know what, it's okay. Now, my parents love me, 100%. I know that they love me. I know that once everything all works out, they're gonna be like, good job, we always believed in you. I know them so well, but like, this is why I share it with you. So like, you don't need to worry about, we don't need to diagnose them. There's nothing really more than the fact of like, they are old-fashioned. My parents are very, very, very old-fashioned, and they have an old-fashioned way of thinking about things, and, most people, not even just my parents, but overwhelming majority of people, simply and fundamentally cannot understand or conceive of someone who has, the cachet of a lawyer, not wanting to continue on that path. So, yeah. Okay, let's go for this walk. Yeah. Okay, so for dinner tonight, I'm whipping up something pretty light. I'm gonna do a piece of salmon with some rice noodles with ketchup, not ketchup, with cucumbers and tomatoes. So I'm gonna make the rice noodles, and the rice noodles, then I'm gonna put the salmon on top of the rice noodle, cucumber, tomato mixture. So with the salmon, all I do is I put it in a cast iron skillet, I season it with salt, and I pop it in the oven, and then that's it. So let's do that first. So I should have preheated the oven, which I did not. That's my bad. But I do it at 150. I don't know what the conversion is. Sorry. For the rice noodles, let's cook these really quick. So the rice noodles cook in 4 minutes, so they'll cook really fast. I'm gonna slice this using this side. We'll see if it comes out how I want it to. This is a huge cucumber, so I'm just gonna cut it in half. And we're gonna see, actually, and then I'm gonna cut it in half down the middle. Let's see if this comes out how I want it to. No. Let's see if this side comes out how I want it to. More. That side, not at all. Okay. So, I think we're gonna go with this side. I like cucumbers. These noodles are almost done. So the only reason I'm putting this in the oil is just because I want to toss the noodles in a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of sauce. So to make whatever sauce I'm making, I'm gonna do rice vinegar, a little bit of soy sauce, the original hot pepper sauce, which I have in here, and then a teeny tiny bit of this cane sugar. I also have a teeny amount of sesame oil, and so I'm gonna throw that in here too. So, let's do this. Now we're gonna add our garlic in here, our piment espelette. I like spicy food, so for me there's gonna be red chili flakes in there. We're gonna do some garlic powder, a little bit of Lori seasoning salt, add in some more sesame oil, let's stir. Man, I'm good. The one great thing about cooking for yourself and not anyone else is you can stick the same fork in your dish multiple times. That is so good. Man, that's good. So, moment of truth. Let's see how all of this is. So first, That is so good. It's so good. It's so perfect. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Hope you've enjoyed getting to know a little about me, seeing my new morning routine, and then also getting a tour of the dressing. And most importantly, I hope you enjoy trying out and experimenting with this recipe because it's really good. And the thing is that, you know, it's all about, you know, you season it how you want and you get it to the right balance that you like it. But is it refreshing? Is it good with a little bit of spice and a little bit of sweetness? At least it is in my opinion. All right. I'm gonna continue eating dinner. So I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later. Have a good week. Bye.